the pandemic may take. Mr Speaker, there is no country in the world today that has been able to predict every movement in this pandemic, but it is the responsibility of governments to respond to the circumstances that we face and to seek to provide a path out. Now, Mr Speaker, on occasions, the pandemic, the virus, gets the better of those plans. But, Mr Speaker, we will continue to make them, and we'll continue to move towards them, Mr Speaker, and implement them, and we will encourage Australians to engage with us in that, Mr Speaker, so we can indeed chart our path out. And it may well be the case that further strains of this pandemic may impose further blows. But I tell you what, Australians will respond, Mr Speaker. They won't hope for the worst like the Labor Party, Mr Speaker, in this pandemic. They won't seek to take political opportunity of the pandemic,
The
Mr
Prime
Speaker.
Minister will resume his seat. The member for Isaacs. The Manager of Opposition Business on a point of order.
Yeah, Deputy, point of order. On the dignity of the House, the Prime Minister should think about what he just said. Think about what he just accused members of the Parliament on the dignity of the House. There's a concept called the dignity of the House. Are you aware of it?
The Manager of Opposition Business will resume his seat. I'll just say to the Prime Minister, he wasn't asked about an opposition policy. He was asked about the three-step plan. Up until that point, he had been relevant to the question. As I've said last week, when he's asked a question that doesn't ask about alternatives, that is quite specific in its nature, having answered it and having been very relevant to it, which he was up until that point, in the remaining time he does not have the option to simply launch a political attack. The Prime Minister has the call.
Mr Speaker, so now the National Cabinet, under my leadership, has put together a national plan, Mr Speaker, and the question is, Mr Speaker, do those opposites support it? Do they support it, or will they seek to undermine it?
No, the Prime Minister.
I'm talking about our national plan, Mr Speaker.
Yes, but no, the Prime Minister will resume his seat. You can talk about the national plan, but if you're going to insist on asking questions, I may well let them answer them. But that is not how question time works. You said you're seeking to talk about the national plan. You can do that. I am not going to keep making the same ruling and be ignored. The Prime Minister